What's up, Steve? Hey? Let me just finish the story real quick. The entire weekend they were there, she was in a cell with a bunch of weirdo criminals, and she was worried she was going to get in the end. They were saying to him, you got to give us some money. And there was the amount of money Jason didn't have on him. So he said, can I make a phone call? And he called this lawyer, and this lawyer sorted it all out. And anyway, took him to an ATM. They got the cash that they wanted and then dropped him off at the airport. And that was their trip to Mexico.
I'm not going.
But never mind that. Stipe, you're looking good. You're framed up well. You got it the right way round. You've got the gnomes in the background. You're wearing a monster T-shirt, and you are the monster.
Thanks, babe.
That's the intro. How are you, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing? Everything good?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Not bad, man. Not bad. Thanks for taking the time, Steve. I appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, come on. You're the guy that's going to take down Jon Jones. I loved it what you said. What did you say?
Right.
What did you said, oh, yeah, Jones is great. All this. He's never lost a fight. It's a shame he's going to have to lose one. Yeah. That was awesome. But what did you think of him Saturday night?
I mean, there's not much I can think of. I mean, he won. Definitely a good job. You know what I mean? Like, he did what he was supposed to do. But it was only really 2 minutes, so I really didn't see much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to get. We were even having a tough time talking about it on here because it just, you went in, they got a takedown, and that was it. I got the vibe when we were at dinner on Thursday that you were pretty sure that Stipe or that Jon was going to beat Ciryl Gane. What did you? I suppose. Why were you so sure? You were pretty positive it was going to be Jon Jones.
Well, no. At first, it was Ciryl. I leaned towards him because he was more active. You know, he's a hell of a fighter. And then the more we thought about it, the more I talked to people, and just I don't know, I kind of was even with it, you know. And in hindsight, you know, it's you know, the bigger fight, of course. You know what I mean? So definitely.
All right.
Yeah, where it works out.
Let me ask that a different way, Stipe. What do you think of Ciryl Gane?
I think he just got caught up in the lights. I think he just.
You don't think it's because of his deficiencies at wrestling?
I mean, he worked on it. I know. I know Jon Jones ain't Francis Ngannou strong, but I think he didn't look like himself really. I said he'd fight a few times. You know, he just that punch he threw was kind of wild. You know, like those punches are later in the rounds when both guys are tired. Right. You're not gonna get. You know you can get away with it just because he ain't moving as fast. They just throw it out there. But I think I was talking to one interview. I think maybe that he just threw it just to make some action going. He was kind of thinking back down a little bit. And I think Jon made him, you know, that's what Jon was looking for, and Jon did what he was supposed to.
Do you think? Well, no, I won't ask it like that. Are you happier that it was Jon? Like, I think Jon's probably the tougher matchup, but as far you've always, not that I think that you've ever really given a shit what anybody thinks, but you know, to add that on to, you know, already Jon might be the greatest of all time, right? That's what everybody says, and you're always been pegged the greatest heavyweight of all time. Is it more important for you for it to be Jon to just solidify that legacy, to maybe have both of them?
Make it stronger, bigger, you know, like just cement it, man. Just really just icing on the cake for me. You know, when he, you know, he's a hell of a fighter. Listen, he's made the best of the best. He's, you know, the dude's, you know, the GOAT. But, you know, like I said, he's undefeated. Unfortunately, right now he hasn't fought me, so that's gonna change.
So what would the approach be? Well, first of all, is it locked in International Fight Week? I mean, I know it's not locked in terms of contract.
Yeah,
have you both verbally agreed?
I agreed. So
right. Yeah.
I think he was down for it too. I mean, he was saying a lot after the fight and during press conference. So
what was going through your mind when you're sitting there with your lady? It was great to see you both at the fight as well. And I never got mistaken for Stipe Miocic this week. I think it's because I'm putting a little weight on. It used to happen a lot. I need to get back in shape. Well, when you're sitting there and you hear him go, "You want to see me kick Stipe's ass?" And the crowd cheers. What are you thinking?
I was like, "Yep, just gonna put that in the bank. We're good. Thank you." You know,
was there a part of you that was excited that he said it himself? Like, you don't have to go ask for it. You don't have to. You don't have to convince anybody. You don't have to go through the UFC channels. Like, he got the damn belt. Yeah, he's got the belt, and he said he wants it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It makes it a lot easier. And you know, just I think more of it too, just man, walking out and just getting that feeling again when you're walking out to your seats and the people are screaming and just seeing just that feeling. I don't, you guys know it, but not many other people can feel it or understand that like you cannot be motivated. Walking in that place will motivate you, even if you're not fighting, just because it's just that, I don't know, it's just a weird feeling.
I've never seen you so happy to like get in a fight with someone. You know, like even the Francis thing, you're like, whatever, like we'll go fight him and we'll figure it out. Even before the first one, it wasn't even that big of a deal to you. But you seem genuinely excited about the Jon Jones fight.
Well, yeah, but mostly they haven't fought in like 2 years, so it's kind of nice to have a face with it when we're fighting. So that's more of it too. But yeah, let somebody go like I always do. I'm training my ass off and working everything and come in ready to go and walk out champ.
Obviously, the last time you fought, it was that tough fight against Ngannou. You guys have 1-1. Is there a little piece of you that's I'm sure you don't worry about it, but would it have been nice to get the opportunity to have the rubber match?
100%. I did. I told my wife I'd rubber match, and then they gave it to Ciryl, which like I probably wouldn't be able to take that fight because it was a quick turnaround for that fight, but it would have been nice to be asked. But I told him I wanted to fight, and it just didn't play out well, and now he's gone, unfortunately, and shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah. No, of course.
You wanted to be in this fight that happened on Saturday instead of Ciryl Gane. Like you would have been ready for Saturday. What happened there?
No, they went a different direction. Nothing. UFC has a plan, and I think they realized maybe it's a bigger one. Hoping Jon wins, and he did. Coming to international flyweight, it's a bigger fight to show.
Well, I guess, listen, if I was Dana White, I guess, or masterminding the whole thing, you got Ciryl Gane just won a main event in Paris. They had the first one there. So they're building a new market there. So if they put him in a title fight against Jones again, it's a huge event for Paris. Then Jones gets to come, he comes back, he gets a win, he's the champ, put him up against the greatest heavyweight champion that they've ever had in international fight week. It is a bigger fight. I think it hypes it up even more. So pay-per-view points coming your way, I would say, Mr. Miocic. Let's go. Did you? Sorry, Mike.
No,
go on.
Did you see? Because I've always wondered like how you keep a full-time job. You have a beautiful family. You got the kids. You live a really normal life. Then also, doing this fighting thing. Did you see Jon saying the press conference stuff about taking some time off as a firefighter and did you see any of those comments or do you?
Yeah, I saw it. Well, everyone brought it up during their interviews today.
Yeah. Oh, so we're just like everybody else?
Yeah, no, it's all good. I get it. I saw it too on
Anthony, that's why I asked the questions. My God, it's embarrassing.
No, but I saw it on social and honestly, I was like, that's dumb to say because I've been doing this for 12 years. Nothing's changed. I've been a fireman for 12 years. Like, why am I going to change it? I'm good. Like, we're good. I'm going to be in shape. I'll be ready to fight and I'll be a little bit bigger. And so just be ready, man. Listen, you got something coming.
So you haven't fought in 2 years. You're going to come back. You're going to face Jon. Fingers crossed you get the victory.
I will.
Are you interested in sticking around? Yeah. No, of course. How long do you think you'll fight for? Because I saw recently, I think I saw a quote that you're happy being a fireman. You know what I mean? And you love that. And I think that's why people really respect you so much, Stipe. You know what I mean? Because you haven't let it change you. You're not bothered about the fame or all the rest of it. Of course, it's fun doing it. We like to challenge ourselves. The money's very, very nice as well, of course. But have you thought about when you're going to retire?
Honestly, if you heard me a long time ago, I said I would think about retiring after every fight.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I just, we'll see. Right now my mind's on one fight, and it's fight coming up, Jon Jones. That's all I care about, and that's all I'm focused on. And once that's done, then we'll figure it out from there. But right now, I don't worry about that.
So when does training camp start for that? Because what are we in now? We're in March, April,
about
May,
16,
June.
17 weeks.
You're doing a 17-week camp?
No, God, no. I
was like,
no.
Geez, Stipe,
I'm working
relax.
out.
You're going to be in the welterweight division by then.
Yeah, no. I know. I'm actually over 250, so I got to keep that weight on. Probably 8 to 10 weeks out, really pick it up, but I like to go into camp somewhat decently good in shape because, you have your days where you're beat up or something, you tweak something, you need a day or two off for a weekend just to get your mind right. Just kind of reset everything just to get back on, get your mind right again. So, about 8 to 10 weeks usually.
Mike was asking about retirement from fighting. So my wife, we were talking yesterday, and I was like, well, we're having Stipe on, and she said, do you think when he beats Jon Jones, maybe he'll stop being a firefighter? She's like, you think he'll just be done with that shit? Like, she's like, you really think he's going to be like the heavyweight champion of the world, beat the greatest of all time, and then go to work on Monday? And I'm like, yeah, I think he's gonna.
Yeah,
I think
my next shift will be after that fight will be on a Saturday.
That's
no
crazy.
way. So 1 week in a perfect world, you beat Jon Jones. You got no injuries. 1 week after that fight, you're going to go to work with the boys.
Yep.
That's mind blowing. That's insane. No, insanely good for all the right reasons. We love it. You know what I mean? Any working class guy loves that attitude. In fact, anyone should love that attitude. The bloody fire station better appreciate it. And the first woman that calls up because her cat stuck up a tree and the goddamn champ
That's
shows
service
up.
department. That's service department. We don't deal with that.
Yeah. Okay. What's the worst call? What's like? I don't mean, a nasty car crash. I mean, what's the most? Has there ever been a time as a fireman you've thought to yourself, because of some job that you do, and be like, oh, for crying out loud, this is a waste of my time?
I mean, it is, but that's the job we do. There's some people that they don't feel good. You got to take them in, man. You just got to give them that confidence, make them feel better. It might not be a serious call. It might just be they're feeling under the weather. You don't know, and they're by themselves. You just got to be the best you can to make sure that they're good and take care of them.
All right, then. On the flip side, what has been the most heartwarming event, that really, reinforced it to you? This is why I do this job. This is why this means so much to me. This is why I'll be there a week after I beat Jones.
I think just the camaraderie of all the guys at the station, man. We just, I walk in, they don't treat me any different. They belittle me and they make me feel like I'm small, and as they should. I'm a new guy, and I love everything about it. And just we all work together, man. And we just, some calls are good, some calls are bad, but we're on it together. That's what I love about it.
That's so crazy. It's so, even when we were talking about it on Thursday, just your schedule and it makes me try to check my own bullshit. Cause me and Mike at the start of this episode, were complaining about having to travel and then how tired we are. And we're like worn out, and like, you're about to go into a training camp to fight the guy that they have at the top of the pound for pound list, and it like working like a normal goddamn human. It makes me like, I was sitting at dinner like, I need to shut up. I got to stop complaining about shit. This is stupid.
Where did you go for dinner?
Catch.
No,
I love
your average fireman isn't going to dinner at Catch. And Anthony Smith, you're playing it down like you're the most humble person on the planet. Catch is going to be one of the most expensive restaurants in Vegas.
I didn't pay. I wasn't paying, so I was good.
Yeah, we didn't pay.
Yeah.
Who picked up the tab? A sponsor or something?
That's managerial responsibilities.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, we got lucky. No, we actually, the next night we went to Carver Steakhouse.
Oh, I didn't get that invite.
Hours, man. Well, it was a romantic dinner, as you would say.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like me and the wife, and then it was great. It was definitely pricey, but we don't go out. We don't go out all the time just because of the kids, and just have it for ourselves and just enjoy ourselves. It was just nice. I didn't mind.
Yeah, no. You got to reap the rewards sometimes. You got to treat, especially if you're in Vegas with your lady. You want to go somewhere nice. When you're not fighting, then. So, for example, the last 2 years, do you keep an eye on the sport, Stipe?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely do. Especially my guys fighting like Anthony and Chris and all those guys. And like, well, John, he's retired now, but I watch those guys. Like here and there, and of course, you'll see it on social media. So I just check up on it. Or I see a fight that I'm not watching it, but I just kind of keep tabs on it to see what I like to go on the round by round and see what was going on. Strike differential and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is a question that everybody wants to know, and I got to be the asshole to ask, but you keep to yourself so much, and you just kind of do your own thing. You don't bother anybody. But everyone wants like a peek into like, what does Stipe do for fun? Like, and I hear that, like I know, but like when you're not working and you're not, obviously you spend a lot of time with your family and your kids and your wife, and when you're not fighting, you're not training, you're not at the firehouse, what do you do for fun? Like, how do you pass the time?
Call of Duty.
Oh, dude, he's gaming on Twitch.
Twitch? Are you twitching?
I used to. I just ever since my son was born, it was impossible because he'd be waking up in the middle of the night. So I just kind of had to put that in the back burners for a long time. I might go back to it. We'll see. But I just honestly, I just enjoy the family and just just do stuff around the house and just cut the grass when I have to and plow the grass, even plow the driveway. I mean, just normal stuff. Like this year, I didn't do it just because the little man. My wife wanted to make sure that with work and everything, I could make sure we're good now. But I'll be doing it again next year.
Looks like you spend a fair bit of time collecting ornamental dwarfs or gnomes in the background.
Love them, dude. I have two outside. Actually, true story. There's one at the garden place down the road. They have one that's like 7 to 8 feet tall. I want it. It's like $1,500. And my wife's like, "You are never getting it." So I might, after this fight, I'm getting it.
What is the thing with gnomes?
I don't know. I just always loved them.
Really?
Nobody
awesome.
knew that.
Like statues and stuff. Like there's like, I'm gonna think about, there's another one too, Sasquatch. She's like 8 feet tall. It's awesome. But my daughter might get scared, so I might have to wait till she's a little bit older.
We're going to get you some gnomes. Believers, if you have a hookup with any gnomes, send them to the Gas Digital Network, and then we'll get them sent out to Stipe. Come on, gnomes for the heavyweight champ.
We should all pool our money together, and we should buy this big 8-foot gnome.
That gnome.
I hope they still have it. I haven't been there in a hot minute, so hopefully they still have it. It was still there when I was there, so knock on wood.
All right, prediction for the fight against Jon. I mean, obviously, you think you're going to win. You're going to come in very positive. But when you look at Jon Jones, the body of work, what you saw Saturday night, how do you think that one ends?
Well, he's telling me he's going to finish me before the championship rounds. It's funny, but it's not going to happen. I see it going the other way. I'm definitely going to finish him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have.
I love this. It makes me so excited for this shit.
When you look at Jon, I mean, listen, he is very versatile. That's what makes him so great. I think against Ciryl Gane, in many ways, it was a tailor-made matchup, because Ciryl being French and not having the wrestling background, it was always going to be a tough fight, right? Everybody knew that. You can wrestle, you know what I mean? You've fought some of the best people on the planet. You've beaten really, really good wrestlers as well. So do you think Jon can't take you down and therefore it plays out on the feet? And Jon has never really been a power puncher. So you expect to have a big power advantage, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if he does for some reason take me down, I'm going to get back up. I mean, I'm not going to sit on the ground. I'm going to do what I do. Like, I'm not fancy. I don't do spinning shit. I'm a basic bitch. I do basic stuff, and I think that makes it hard for people doing basic stuff because I do what I want to do, but I make people go the way that I want them to make them go to make me what I want to do, if that makes sense. Like, I make you feel like you're doing good, but then I get you into where I want you. I put you like into a web.
I love that. And
all right.
I think that this is I think this is like one of those situations where we're like at the beginning of the buildup to like the biggest, most important heavyweight fight in history. And it's just goddamn awesome. You came on here and hang out with us before, and I love that.
No,
before we let you go, we're going to have Harrington. Harrington, our producer, went to Twitter, so he might have a few questions of some fans if you've got another couple of minutes.
Absolutely.
When you were saying about the greatest fight there, though, Anthony, that trilogy that you had with DC, I mean, that was incredible. I mean, of course, he caught you by surprise in that first one. The second one, it was a mid-fight change. I mean, when you realized the body, was that part of the game plan going into that fight, the body shots?
Funny about that. So, I always say social. Can I swear? Is it okay?
Swear your fucking head off, champ.
All right, thanks, buddy. I always say social media is a mother. So the week of the fight, we do. I was like, what Thursday we do off Wednesday or Thursday we do those open workouts. So I'm watching him like do his open workout. I'm like, man, every time he throws, his arms go straight up, his elbows come right up, and like he's holding. And my coach is like, I've been telling you that for the last 2 years. Been fighting this dude, and so the fight started. I was a little rusty. I started out slow, but I was really slow. And then the second round, I caught him with that one shot, and he winced a little bit. And I'm like, ooh, and I didn't smell the blood like I could smell it. And I just kind of backed off a little bit because I didn't want to, I guess you'd say, blow my load and be exhausted. And then, by the third round, they actually, two of the judges gave me that round, the third round, which was nice. And then in the fourth round, I just hit it. I'm like, that was pretty easy. Let's try it again. And then I hit it again. I'm like, oh, now you're in trouble. And so then I was doing everything I could to get to that, different techniques, different combinations just to get to that body. And it kept working. And finally, the last one I hit with that nasty one when he put his hands out and I just angled off to the side and left his chin wide open.
Yeah, no, it was a beautiful adjustment. And I got to say, you must have some power because we all know DC, and I love DC. He's got some padding down there. He's got a little pillow. He's got a little shock absorber, but you still got through. But that is, I would say, the greatest trilogy at heavyweight we've ever
he's
seen.
A great guy, though. I mean, we're still friends, which is great. And we did a bunch of interviews together last week, and he's just a fun dude. He's always laughing.
No.
That dude's I thought I was busy. That dude's way busier than me. That dude does not stop.
Yeah. No. And DC is one of the nicest guys. He really is. He's just funny and warm. You just have a good time in his company.
Yeah.
So, And it's lovely to see you guys getting along now. Harrington, don't make them awful questions. Pick out the good ones, but what have you got for the champ?
So I got a good one at the top here. Sam Uphill MMA wants to know, what is the wildest firefighter story you have?
Wildest firefighter. Ooh. Man, I mean, there's a lot. I mean,
I was going to say it's probably about 1,000.
They're probably all wild.
I mean, there's always something going on. I mean,
okay.
man, I can't really think of one offhand. Nothing that really sticks out.
Okay, so to follow up with that, then I thought this would be a good. Jaziel asks, what is the dumbest reason for a fire that you've ever seen in your firefighting career?
For a fire? Well, I remember I started we thought we had a fire, and it was someone was trying to burn down their house and did an absolutely terrible job. Like the worst job I've ever seen in my life. I was like, oh, okay.
What,
we put it out
for insurance?
What? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. They've been in their garage too, but you can clearly see it was not like accidental. It was definitely, I was someone arsonist, and I walked in the house and we got in and like the house, we put it out and it was just like a little burn trail on the carpet. I'm like, oh, okay, like sweet.
Like you just stomped it out with your feet.
You did a better job. Just dump a bunch of gasoline and call it a day.
Oh man, that's awesome. So let me see here. Postage Due wants to know, how was your experience with the Broken Lizard guys on Tacoma FD, and do you want to do any more acting work after that?
The guys from Tacoma FD, like that Super Trooper guys, absolutely, dude, the funnest time I've ever had. Like, I mean, every time I've done some type of acting, like it's been great. But those guys, so Steve Lemmy, what's that?
I'm not familiar with what you're talking about, Stipe. What is this?
Super Troopers.
Super Troopers. Oh, is that a movie?
Yeah, it's like a cult following. It has a cult following, but they have a show on True TV. It's called Tacoma FD. So it's a bunch of guys at the fire station. It's funny. So and then like Steve Lemmy's awesome. He literally, like, I was like nervous because I wanted to do good, and he literally sat me down after our first take. He's like, listen, dude. He's like, you know the lines. I know you do. He's like, he's like, we're in your first take, say you kill it, and that's what we want to use. It don't matter. We're still gonna do this for another 2 hours. So have fun, make up shit. I don't care. He's like, improv, just have fun. And after that, man, I was like a wide open book, having the best time. And they were so nice and just accommodating and just great people. Honestly, great people to work with. Like, I hope they call me again.
Hell yeah, it's a match made in heaven.
One more, Harrington. No pressure whatsoever. No pressure, but it has to be good.
Okay. Well, Alex Begalik wants to know, you've talked about a number of different fights you've had in the past during this interview so far. Who would you say is the toughest fight you've had in your career?
I mean, there's a lot of tough fights. I mean, of course, the last one was tough just because I got knocked out. And I think every fight's tough. There's no question. I think one of my toughest fights was because the decision was in my first JDS fight in Phoenix, just going back and forth for 5 rounds. And I literally was in between the 4th and 5th round. I couldn't, like, my left eye's almost swollen shy. Like, I have this massive cut inside of my mouth that I get 18 stitches. I'm really looking like, I'm like, why do I do this? Who fights for 25 minutes? This is the dumbest thing I could ever done. And then I literally stood up and legit like 18,000 people got to their feet. And I'm like, I get it. Now I know.
Yeah. Isn't it weird? I think most fighters, if they're honest enough, will say that. And I'm sure you do, Anthony. Sometimes when I'm backstage, I'm about to go out, and I would look at my coach and go, why do I do this again?
Yeah.
Why do I put myself in this situation?
Like, so it's funny you say that. So at my beginning of my first fights, like first couple, I was thinking I would walk out, people would be booing me. I'm like, why you don't even know me, dude? I'm a fireman. I try to help people. Like, stop. Like, I'm real sensitive, And also one day it just clicked to me. I stopped caring. And now I have fun. I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like the minute they grease me up and then my mouth go in and check my cup and then I walk in the octagon, it's game on. Switch is turned and I'm ready to fight. Like I literally I'm busting balls the whole time until we walk out.
You know, I've had.
All right, well, listen.
I'm gonna keep it light.
We'll let you go, Stipe. We appreciate your time. Good luck in the fight. Have a great training camp. I believe
Yes,
Anthony
sir.
Smith has got the invite to be part of team. Is it Miocic or Miocic?
Miocic.
Team Miocic.
Now we can't
in the
mess it up.
house. All right. Well, thanks.
You call me
again, brother.
Miocic, whatever you want. I get called worse at home, so anyway.
Fucking Miocic. I'm getting it right from now on. Miocic. All right.
Miocic,
Okay. Well, thanks again. Really appreciate your time, Stipe.
No, thank you guys for having me. This was badass.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. We'll talk soon.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
See you soon, buddy. Take care. And there he is. I mean, he's always a pleasure to talk to, and he's always so humble and down to earth.
Yeah.